opportunity at Shownet Gaming News. Well, today we are less than 3 weeks away from the SBC Summit North America that will be held in July, on July 12 to 14 in New Jersey. Organizers expect 3,000 delegates, including 1,000 operators, 50 suppliers, and a lineup of 250 expert speakers. So as usual, we try to bring the voice of one of the key players in this event, one of the exhibitors, and also a sponsor, which is SUZOHAPP, global manufacturer and distributor of gaming and sports betting products. So today we're joined by Todd, the Vice President of Sales, Gaming and Amusement for the Americas. Thank you, Todd, for joining us today, and it's great to have you again.
Yeah, thanks, Juan. Looking forward to speaking with you.
Sure. Well, that the idea is to have your first-hand details about what your focus will be in New Jersey next month, and also on the other hand, what you expect to take from this event. What's your trade show strategy to maybe leverage and capitalize on this New Jersey event next month?
Sure. So yeah, we're looking forward to a return to SBC. You know, we were there last fall to show our sports betting ecosystem, and so we'll be back there again next month. And we've have a couple of additions to that ecosystem that will be showing. We won't have the physical hardware there for these new devices, but we will be showing the concepts. And so we just continue to expand our offering in sports betting to meet those customer demands, and excited to talk to the industry about it.
Well, the concept then, and maybe, well, we know that this event has a strong educational component. With, as I said, that there will be over 200 expert speakers, and maybe the hot topics will be digital payments, the fintech, and also compliance and market entry. Well, everybody's talking about the digital payment technologies, that it's now spreading with all new technologies. So maybe will you participate or attend any of these activities outside the commercial hall, the expo hall? Maybe which are the key topics or verticals that SUZOHAPP will be interested, or maybe that we believe that they are the most relevant today in the industry for its business areas? Yeah,
so it's for us, it's all about how we can help our customers capture the in-play betting. So far, what we've seen in the marketplace for sports betting hardware in a retail setting has not addressed the in-play betting, which is so important, and it's such a huge part of the revenue in more established markets like Europe. So in the US, it's been primarily podium style kiosks, and so we've taken notice of that, and our experience in Europe is, I think, helped us have a different perspective on what the hardware needs to be able to capture that in-play betting. So that's our new devices address that very directly, and they're very purpose built to help capture the in-play betting, and that's what we're most focused on at this show.
In-play betting. Well, and you mentioned your experience in Europe. Actually, we had a conversation ahead of the Betting on Sports Europe last month with your colleague at SUZOHAPP, Tim Kennedy. He emphasized on the concept of reinventing retail. Regarding innovation, he also mentioned the area of player identity on a terminal through facial and ID recognition, which he believes there is a lot of growth potential in the coming months and years in several markets. So how does SUZOHAPP imagine this and work on these concepts mentioned by Tim specifically for the American market?
Yeah, so I think facial recognition is a really interesting concept. So we've had a number of customers ask us to future-proof the kiosks for them. So we're adding the hardware and the capability to add that facial recognition feature in the future, and I think that has incredible potential. That's really exciting to see what our software platform providers what they do with that technology, and and how it's implemented at the various operators. That'll be really fun to watch and be a part of. But I think in the near term, it's what we're most excited about or most focused on in the Americas is the placement of the hardware and where the hardware can go and how it complements the online or the mobile sports betting. So, for example, bar tops. It's kind of an obvious location. So we've worked hard on our bar top concept to be able to fit a number of different installations and new installations. Things, and I'm not suggesting that it's always going to be a replacement of a poker machine at a bar top, but new locations within sports bars or at the end of the bar and tables that are designed specifically for sports betting, because a bar top unit and placing bets on a bar is a far more social type of activity than if we're all looking at our mobile devices, with our face down in our mobile device placing bets, which is, of course, it's very convenient. And that's where the most of the revenue is going to be and most of the play. But there are times when we want to be more social, out at a bar, for example, and talking with other folks. So if we're looking up and we're having a conversation and then also able to place those bets on a terminal, again, more of a social type of event, but still capturing that in-play betting and the spontaneous player as well.
Right. Well, very clear. Actually, Evgeny mentioned that in the US, one of SUZOHAPP customers would be deploying. We had this conversation in April, and he said that one of the customers will be deploying a tabletop terminal blending entertainment and sports betting experiences. And in a previous interview with you, you mentioned that a tighter integration between resort play and sports betting experiences was more and more necessary. So maybe if you had to share an update on these areas or the progress since we last spoken, how do you think SUZOHAPP is advancing, or SUZOHAPP or operators, demand from operators and players moving towards this new integration between both worlds?
Yeah, I think something that everyone needs to do, what SUZOHAPP needs to do, the operators need to do, the platform needs to do, is to watch the play on the retail sports books and the retail sportsbook hardware, and then see how that translates or migrates over to the mobile. And I think what we're going to find is that the retail hardware is going to help drive incremental revenue for the mobile side. It's an easy concept or it's an easier play for a new sports bettor to walk into a bar or a property and place a bet on a terminal. It's again, they can get advice from others around them or for the bartender, for example, and then be able to understand how the sports betting is working, and then graduate to downloading the app and placing bets online. So I really think that those retail sports books, particularly in these settings like sports bars and OTBs, are going to drive incremental revenue and players to the mobile side of the business.
Right. Well, just to take you to one last topic about something that we've been covering at SugarNet is the universal launch date for Ohio sports betting, which actually I think it's relevant because the Ohio regulator, everyone was expecting that sports betting could be in time for the NFL start, and actually they scheduled this for January 1 next year. Because the regulator argued that maybe the retail companies needed more time than an online sports betting company. So I think it was very interesting to further discuss these conversions between both worlds, retail and online. So it would be great to have your own vision about and maybe the plans and strategies for that SUZOHAPP has for this kind of market like Ohio next year?
So we've prepared and planned for the start of the NFL season to have our hardware ready, and we're excited about these new jurisdictions like Ohio that you mentioned. But it looks like that's going to be later. So January 1st is what we understand, and there's some other jurisdictions that we're hoping that come online by the end of the year. We'll see how it goes. But we've Ontario, though, I have to say, looks like September 1st. So that's really exciting. But the other places within the U.S., we're ready for it. We've stocked up on inventories. We've got our pipeline filled now. So we're ready to go. If some of these places occur during the NFL season, that'll be even better. But it looks like most things are going to happen around that January 1st timeframe.
Sure. Well, that's exciting. Maybe you can have a final reflection about your next steps in the Americas. Well, you've already discussed some of them, and maybe the next events that we can expect to see you in the remainder of the year.
Yeah, so for this summer, SBC is the next one, but we'll be at OIGA, later this summer. So that'll be a great market. We're really excited about Oklahoma. And then for sports betting in general, we're going to continue on with our strategy. So far, it's been a winning strategy. We've been doing. I'm really proud of our team for the inroads that we've made into this industry, and we've won some really important new contracts and new jurisdictions. So, and we keep innovating and love to hear from our customers whatever it is that they're interested in. We want to hear about it because we're at our very core, we're a design and engineering firm, and so we like to and want to design those things that make the most sense for the market.
Right. So thank you very much for all the insights, and of course we'll resume with this conversation soon for more plans and strategies from SUZOHAPP. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Juan. Always great talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.